Championship of the World. Sponsored by Betfair in association with Lonsdale. Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. President and Chairman Charles Giles. General Secretary Robert Smith. The International Boxing Federation President Darryl Peoples. Supervisor Lindsey Tucker. The World Boxing Association President Gilberto Mendoza. Supervisor Mariana Borisova from Bulgaria. At ringside, the three judges scoring will be from the United States, Adelaide Bird. From Venezuela, Carlos Sucre. From France, Jean-Francois Taupin. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, referee Pete Podgorski. And now, the officials are ready. The fighters are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? For the standing room only, sold out, thousands in attendance here at the O2, and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, with his head trainer Jimmy Montoya wearing blue with white. Official weight, 11 stone, 12 pounds, 7 ounces. As a professional in 48 fights, he has 46 victories, including 35 knockouts with 2 defeats. From Copenhagen, Denmark, the 5-time world champion and reigning, defending WBA super middleweight champion of the world, the Viking warrior, Kessler. And fighting out of the blue corner, with his head trainer, Rob McCracken, MBE, wearing black with silver, officially weighing in at 13 stone, 13 pounds, 9 ounces. As a professional, 32 fights, 30 victories, including 22 knockouts with only 2 defeats. He's a 3-time world champion, the fighting pride of Nottinghamshire, United Kingdom, the reigning, defending IBF super middleweight champion of the world, Paul the Cobra.
Referee Pete Podgorski from Chicago, USA. Will this be the same kind of gripping thriller these two produced 3 years ago in Denmark?
First and foremost, protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves, come out banging at the bell.
Well, you've heard all the talk, all the previews, the predictions, the threats, the theories. Sit back and enjoy what we hope might be another classic. Carl Froch against Michael Kessler for the WBA and IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Froch, as if you needed the identification, is in the black trunks. A feeling of a really, really big British boxing night here, Jim.
The biggest night we've had in Britain for a long, long time. Terrific matchup.
Let's see who can establish dominance. Froch was a slow starter 3 years ago. Didn't do much in the early rounds, might have cost him as well. They can both hit, they can both take a punch, they've both got iron wills, and they've both passed any number of tests of their courage and quality. Something's got to give, though.
Yeah, probably of the two. Froch's boxing talents are underrated. He's difficult to hit. He measures range beautifully. And the new style he's adopted where he raids, puts punches together, fights in little bursts that works so well against Boutte. I wonder if that'll work against Kessler, but he can't afford to give him a start like he did last time.
Let's see if either one of these two can get the other one onto the back foot. Froch good with the jab early on, busy with it. The battle of the jabs might be important in setting up the rest of it. A good right hand from Froch as well, who started fast here. He thinks Kessler produced the fight of his life 3 years ago. He says, I wasn't quite at the races.
Froch is timing his jab quite well. It's not full-blooded yet, but it's landing already little red marks on Kessler's face. He's smiling, but I think that's a recognition of the fact that the jabs are landing.
Been smiling all week like a man who's seen it all before. There are some who think Kessler might be nearing retirement, that this might be his last fight, come what may. He's said things like that to his family, but I asked him about that. He says, I've said that for the last 4 fights. Don't worry about it. I'm in here, I'm ready, and I'm pitching, and I'm going to win.
Well, one solid jab and it's reddened Froch's nose already. He got his weight behind that. He doubled on the jab, landed the second one, but there, Froch again just slightly ahead in the battle of the jabs in this opening round, right down to business.
Both with massive respect for each other. Away from the fight, they're pretty friendly, text each other. Forget that though, last 3 months or so. Good right hand again from Froch, who produced that wonderful performance to destroy Lucien Boutte a year ago. Is he going to do something similar to that here? It would be a long shot really, given Kessler's excellent record of durability.
You know, there have been times when we've criticised Froch for carrying his left so low, but I think that's the reason it's landing. I don't think Kessler sees it coming. Good shot from Froch. Terrific start from Froch. Confidence in everything he does.
He's taking control of it in this first round. Now, it's a few heavy shots there. That right hand, which comes from a long, long way back. Surprising. Kessler was surprised by that in the first fight. How far away he could land. A good punch there from Kessler, though. Well, that was Froch's opening session. Well, they're living every second of this.
Listen, you throw that left hook and you throw the jab all the time back at you. Don't even hit you on the nose, okay? Relax, okay? You settle down now?
Yeah, my jab's going in.
Yeah, your jab's going in lovely, but listen, watch me for swinging. Don't rush it.
A terrific opening round, with Froch winning the battle of the jabs. They both landed solid shots, no full-blooded shots landed in the opening round, but Froch was timing the jab, and as I say, bringing it up from the thigh area. I don't think Kessler was seeing the punch coming. Terrific opening round, right down to business. We didn't need a scouting mission because they've had 12 rounds, they've shared 12 rounds together already. So terrific, and a terrific start this time for Karl Froch.
Look at that in the first round. Froch landing 16 jabs to 1, according to the computer printout anyway. Here's the second round. Froch in the black trunks. Karl the Cobra. Froch, he calls himself. Spent so long in the shadows of Joe Calzaghe, has now arrived as a major star. Sometimes Froch's boxing skills are a bit underrated. We saw that against Arthur Abraham.
Yeah, I think Kessler not really dealing with the jab as he would like to do it. He can't slip inside it, so he's having to try and block it, then come back with counters, but not finding the range. So these tactics are really good from Froch, not allowing Kessler to set anything up.
Another thing you're trying to do here, Froch, is not stay in the zone too much, get his punches and then drift off to the side. That's what Robert McCracken and him have been working on, so that he doesn't take too much coming back. Let's see if that works.
Well, if Kessler wants some success, he's going to have to put punches together. He's not winning the battle of the jabs. He's not getting close enough with his own jab, so he's going to have to let combinations go. Good right hand from Froch.
Froch is not a one-punch knockout artist, but he is very heavy-handed. Ask Boutte, ask Jermaine Taylor, who he stopped with 14 seconds to go in a dramatic end to one of his world title fights.
Well, a lot of punches blocked, are slightly out of range in the second round here so far. But Froch, his jab is still controlling what's happening.
It's the dominant punch in this so far, then a body shot as well. Kessler has only had 13 rounds of action in the last 3 years, and he was hit by that right hand by the temple as well. Just a bit frustrated, the Dane, I think, early on here.
The real speed in Froch's punching there. I think Kessler was stunned by that shot. It caught him high in the head. I think it stunned him. So Froch just wants to keep nice and calm and see if he can follow it up.
Froch is after him again here. He's nailed him with a couple. Buzzed him up with that shot, as Jim said earlier on, working off the jab, and that's working perfectly so far for Carl Froch.
Kessler got out of trouble there, but I think it was more by luck than technique or anything else. Froch just missed him with another huge right hand. He's troubled, his feet are unsteady. This is a huge round for Froch.
Listen to the crowd here as well. Froch on top early, but don't write off Kessler. He's been a good fighter for too long to maybe not find some answers. But these right hands are landing as well as the jabs, and that's a worry for the Dane. Well, Jim, Carl Froch told us, didn't he, pre-fight, that he was super sharp, in fantastic condition, and he was going to put on a huge performance. He said, I'm ready to explode. He started so fast here.
I think he's a different fighter since the Boutte fight. I think he realises at this level you can't give top-class fighters a couple of rounds of a start. So he's right down to work. He doesn't worry about the 12-round distance. But look at the solid jab, followed by the right hand. Caught him behind the ear, and that definitely scrambled him for the rest of the round. He didn't quite recover from that. A big round for Froch. Tactics are working beautifully.
He's going to get sharp in this round, so you've got to be first. 1-2 now. Yeah, 1-2, jab, jab, right. Well, you've got to stop pushing in, swinging. Do the 1-2s and then...
They do talk in that corner. Robert McCracken told me in the build-up to the fight, he said Carl Froch always says to him before the first bell, what do I do? It's like a little nervous idiosyncrasy. I mean, he knows full well what to do. You've seen it. Here's round 3 coming up. This much anticipated showdown at a packed O2 arena.
Kessler is struggling to get close because of the Froch jab. Even if it doesn't land, it's just breaking the concentration. He can't set his attacks up.
Kessler said they've got a plan, him and Jimmy Montoya, and they thought the plan would end with him knocking Froch out, but no sign of that so far, and he's just once or twice his balance hasn't looked that good, Kessler here.
Well, Froch is the one with the sharpness so far, and the jab is working a treat.
What we haven't seen is the trademark body shot, the right to the body of Kessler. He hasn't been able to get that in the contest yet.
He can't get close enough to get body shots off. He's not dealing with the jab of Carl Froch. That is the big difference in this fight tonight, as Carl Froch's jab is controlling the action.
And another punch going in there. There's a little bit of blood around Kessler's face as well, and he walked onto a left hand as well. All going the Englishman's way so far, but one punch from Kessler might just turn the tide. It's that kind of equation that we've got here.
I think Froch is causing Kessler to do things he wouldn't normally do. He's leaping in with these punches. You know, the silky skills that we're used to seeing from him are not working. He's having to come up with something else. And he just cannot deal with the jab of Froch.
He's being very clever, Froch, as well. He's often landing it and then getting away out of range again. Good footwork.
That was a big jab from Froch there. That was solid.
Yeah.
That was a hurtful jab.
Just looking at a little marked up as well. Kessler maybe too from eating this. He wants to get the body shot in close range, but at the moment Froch is keeping him away, almost in another postal district.
I don't think Froch has made a single mistake since the first bell. It's so controlled, the concentration, every move is measured. Terrific stuff from him.
Just a bit bamboozled so far. Mikael Kessler, the Great Dane. Putting the combinations together quite sweetly at times as well when the mood takes him. Froch changing the angle all the time. Another Froch round, he's pulling away. Let's hear what former world champion Richie Woodall is making of it with Ed Robinson.
Well, a slow start last time and a very fast start this time from Carl.
Yeah, masterclass display at this stage from Carl Froch. It's a battle of the jabs at the moment and Carl is clearly winning it. What's happening with Kessler is he's too far out and he's misjudging that pace and also that distance. He's falling short, but the jab is fantastic from Froch. Now I want to see him bring in the long straight right hand, but the jab for me is working, and throwing it from the hip, it's very difficult to see for Kessler. So it's one-way traffic for me at the moment.
What will Kessler do now?
Kessler might come forward now. He might revert to that toe-to-toe, try and drag Carl into a toe-to-toe battle. That might even suit Carl Froch. But at the moment, Carl's winning well behind that jab, and he's just got to keep doing it.
Are you surprised Carl's dominating with that jab?
No, I'm not really, because he's doing it from the centre of the ring, and that's what he's got to keep doing, Ed.
Thanks, Richie.
Round 4.
Thanks, Richie. That's the trademark punch of the fight so far. Here's round 4. Froch in the black trunks. Remember, 35 years of age. He'll be 36 in July, but he somehow seems fresh and still super motivated, as if there are another big fight, some big money right hand, and again he's buzzed up by that. Kessler, that shot looked off balance when it landed.
It was a good shot, but I think their feet got a little bit tangled, but it doesn't matter, the jabs are solid. And Kessler is looking confused, he doesn't know how to deal with it.
Whatever Kessler's game plan was coming in, they are not able to make it work so far. So what does he do about that? What's plan B for Kessler?
Well, throwing single punches, he's coming off second best, he's going to have to put them together. So he's going to have to punch as he goes forward, put 3s and 4 punches out. Single shots are missing, and he's been eating the jab. Good job there from Kessler. Yeah, just a bit better upper body movement for him at the moment. Just trying to slip the jab. If he could manage to do that, it would be halfway there to some success.
Kessler wouldn't mind if this became a bit of a barroom brawl at some point, but it can't become that all the time. Froch is just keeping him at arm's length like this.
This is better work at the moment from the Kessler. He's getting close now. His upper body movement, he's trying to find ways of dealing with the jab. There he goes. That good left hook there.
There's a good body punch in there, mind you, from Froch as well.
Yeah, but there's improvement in Kessler's work.
That's more like it from Kessler. That's more like what we were seeing. He is getting that little bit closer. Might this still develop into the slugfest many predicted?
Double jab there from Kessler, the second one landed. So he's a fighter who can think his way around things. I think he was shocked at the boxing style that Froch has brought into the fight here. But he's beginning now to cope with it and deal with it.
Froch got there with a body shot, and Kessler a better one. This is a little better from Kessler. It had to improve for him because the rounds were rather draining away from him.
Well, we knew Kessler would not settle for second place. He had to come up with something special, and he's trying to do that here. Yeah, good jab again from Kessler.
Didn't get there with the left hook. It only hit the arms of Froch, whose footwork is good. He's getting out of range quite cleverly at times as well.
Kessler slipping punches now that he wasn't doing earlier. Big improvement in Kessler in that round.
Well, what a scene at the splendid O2 Arena. It's a great venue for boxing, as it is for many other events. Better from Kessler.
isn't he? Right, that should be the last time he hits you with jabs, okay? Yeah. Don't load up, you're loading up.
Get me the end swell, so.
Get the jab on him, sharply, and the 1-2, and then counter him. He's going to keep targeting you here if you hold your feet, okay? Yeah. So you're right. Okay.
Well, Kessler had to improve, and he did improve. He found a way to get past the jab. He was slipping, he was doubling up his own jab, just looking for answers, and at last finding some.
We need a good round behind the jab and the 1-2s now, really sharp. You with me?
A little bit of bruising underneath that left eye. Rising excitement, and 1 or 2 signs in that 4th round of the plot just starting to thicken. Kessler looked like he was at last slipping into some kind of gear.
And he's stepping in with the jab now, Kessler, finding the extra couple of inches that's needed. So Froch has been sent out to dominate with the jab again, but it won't be so easy now. Kessler has it warmed into the task.
He's too good a fighter, I was thinking that, to let it carry on like that. He was bound to be able to do something about it. And there's a left hook, a good shot from Kessler, and a body punch as well. Different equation now.
Froch is kind of pawing a little bit with the jab. We want to see the snap. See, he's just pushing that jab out now. That's not the jab he was throwing in the first couple of rounds. Big jab from Kessler. Froch needs to put more snap into the jab.
Kessler starting to find some answers, and starting a left hook was a good shot as well. He started this round very well, the WBA champion from Denmark. Not really ramming home the jab as he was earlier on, and out of range with that one.
The action's just settled down for a second here. Both trying to come up with something different. But certainly big shots from Kessler.
Setting the sweat spraying from Froch's head. It was a big right hand, and this fellow can hit as well. You don't want to be hit by too many of those. Froch digs deep. He's sucked it up so many times. Sometimes you feel these guys are made of metal. There were feelings like that when you saw them fight the first time.
Well, I had the feeling that Kessler would have to punch on the way in. He was trying to get close, and he started doing that in the last couple of rounds, and it's paying off for him. His defence was nice and tight there. Yeah, good upper body movement again from Kessler. Close round, this one.
Got good speed, and it catches Froch to the body as well. Definite signs here of Kessler getting a foothold. He is behind early, though. Crowd engrossed in the drama.
I mean, sometimes Froch's attacks look a little bit crude, but they're very effective, and he has tremendous physical strength that he brings into the game.
He's come back well, hasn't he, Froch, in the round after Kessler's good start. Raises the question, has Kessler got 3 hard minutes and finishes the round, Kessler, with the last word.
Now you're waking up, man.
Jimmy Montoya working in the corner with Mikhail Kessler. There's been around 15 world champions, including a man you know very well, Alexis Arguello, the late Alexis Arguello, Salvador Sanchez, Hector Macho Camacho, and many others. Tony the Tiger Lopez. He's been around the business.
Yep, and he certainly fired Kessler up. I mean, we knew Kessler would come back with something. He's too classy a fighter to let continue what happened in the first couple of rounds, and what he did in that round was terrific. Great response from Froch for about a half-minute spell, but I still think Kessler had the better of things over the 3 minutes. Terrific fight.
You need good rounds all the time here. Keep looking away, defend the straight shots, defend all. Let's go.
6th round. Froch definitely put the first 3 in the bank. You might be able to argue about the 4th. I think Kessler won the 5th. 6th round coming up here. Black trunks, remember. Carl Froch, the fighting pride of Nottingham.
Froch again just kind of pushing the jab at the start of the 6th round here. He wants to snap it out the way he was doing earlier. That's good stuff.
Putting the punching combinations together as well. He's won that jab battle early on in the fight, maybe crucially.
Oh, that was low. That was well low.
Kessler gets boos from the crowd, and he'll get as long as he wants to recover from that. Froch, he could have as much as 5 minutes if he wanted to. He's unlikely to take anything like that.
But that really was low. That was in the danger area. That was hurtful.
And a right hand straight away, and then a left as well. Kessler took advantage as Froch just wandered back into action after that little gap in the action.
Froch just struggling to pin him down with that attack.
It's absolutely intriguing, this, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah, this is more intense than their first meeting. There was a lot of kind of scouting rounds in their first meeting, but this is terrific stuff.
Kessler trying to find a way back.
Switching from head to body there, Kessler.
Oh, and terrific four-punch combination from the Dane. He does look dangerous, but remember, Froch has only ever been down once in his career.
Yeah, but so far, the quality punches that you remember have come from Kessler in this round. Not much to split them, and the amount of punches each man has landed, but real quality, powerful shots from Kessler.
Yes, eye-catching punches in bunches here and there from Kessler. Mainly the jab still from Froch, who tries to set up another attack.
See Kessler putting the shots together, that's what he has to do. He was struggling to land earlier, but he's found the answer. Oh, these are vicious punches from Kessler again.
Getting onto the inside a bit more, isn't he now? Starting to get the body attack working. Took out Ireland's Brian McGee in 3 rounds like that in his latest world title fight, Kessler, with a body attack.
Well, a close round, but I think Kessler landed the better punches in that round.
Let's get some more views from Richie Woodall.
Well, Kessler's right back in it, isn't he, Richie?
Yeah, he's getting back into it now. What he's actually doing, Ed, he's counter-punching on the front foot. I think the pace is affecting Carl a little bit than what it is Kessler. He set a good pace, did Carl, but he slowed down a little bit, and that jab slowed down, and that's allowed Kessler then to counter-punch on the front foot, and now he's trying to catch him with the right hand. What's really important for Carl Froch is to get back to that crisp, sharp left jab and keep his distance a little bit. Kessler's timing is getting better and better because he's getting closer and closer, so Carl has got to keep it very, very sharp.
Carl's been pouring with the jab a little bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, it started off really, really fast, didn't it? But it's slowing down, and that's what Kessler needs to land that right-hand counter.
Thank you, Richie.
Moving into the second half of the contest here. This is the 10th consecutive World Championship fight that Froch has fought over the last 4.5 years, and nearly all of them against top men. You can have a look at Jim Watt's scorecard in a second.
I've got it level, first 3 to Froch. The 4th was debatable. That was when Kessler's work started to improve. It was a very close, tough round to score. That could have gone either way. I gave Kessler the benefit of the doubt, so I've got it level. So Froch, it's just his grip has slackened a little bit on the action.
He may want to just re-establish himself a little in this round, Froch, because the momentum in the fight just at the moment might be with Kessler. Back to the jab again. Not with the same ramrod quality he had earlier on, mind you, but these are scoring punches. And they're keeping Kessler off balance, preventing him from launching attacks. You see he's out of range there as he tries to leap in with the left hook.
Well, I just think Froch needs a round where he just stops the rot a little bit. just does not allow Kessler to do anything effectively. This is good stuff. He's nullifying the attacks now. Kessler can't get close. This is a little bit more like what we're seeing in the first 3 rounds. Good boxing here from Froch, not taking anything.
Set that right hand. Right as you said, that bit. Point taken, Jim. Until then, that had been the strong left hook. That just sent Kessler looking a bit open, didn't it?
He's kind of forcing his punches a little bit, Froch. You know, they're just a little bit cumbersome. He's not matching Kessler for sharpness, but he's got his show back on the road, I feel, in this round. He's got the jab working again.
And boxing very, very smoothly here. Froch in this round, dominating it again with the jab. Back to what we were seeing, really, in rounds 1, 2 and 3.
I think he's using the jab more in this round to fend Kessler off and stop him doing anything, as opposed to creating damage or causing damage with it. So he wants a little bit more snap into it. He wants to use it more as a weapon, like he was doing earlier. Just clashing together there. Kessler's defensive boxing is good as well. Good stuff there from Froch.
Yeah, 3-punch combination, body then head, to finish it off, and then another right hand. And Kessler's
hot.
Yeah, a little bit off balance, wasn't he there? But he comes back with a big right hand. Another left from Froch. Now this is like what we were watching in the last 3 rounds in Herning, Denmark 3 years ago. Another massive right from Froch. These punches, though, somehow just keep bouncing off these guys who are teak tough. Oh, tremendous action in the last 30 seconds. Nobody wants their money back here.
That was a terrific round. That's where they both laid it on the table there. Huge punches from both men. But what I did notice was Froch's punches were the ones that had the effect. Kessler's punches bounced off of Froch's jaw, but Kessler was forced onto the defensive when Froch caught him cleanly. So it looks as though the strength and the power is with Froch. So if this fight goes into the trenches round about now, as we expect it to do, Froch may be the one who's better equipped for that. But that was a terrific round. Best round of the fight by far.
Especially the last 30 seconds. Somewhere in the middle of a build-up to this fight, Carl Froch, his wife Rachel Cordingley, gave birth to a second child, Natalia. Carl had to dash from a sparring session and got there with about an hour to go. Here we go with round 8 of this one. Froch was good in that 7th, but Kessler's not done with yet. How deep can he dig, Kessler, if he is flirting with the idea of retirement somewhere soon? It's only a question.
Good left hook from Froch. Froch is not caring about defences. Look where both his hands are there. This is crazy.
Great right hand from Kessler there. Very, very quick he is with it too. He's always boxed with that left hand low, hasn't he? Froch right through his career. Hasn't done him too much harm so far, of course. Beautiful punch from Froch. Picked that well. And look at Kessler here with a show of bravado. Come on then, he says. You want a bit more of it.
He has a terrific chin, Carl Froch. And that was a solid left hook he took there. Just walked right through it.
Crowd on their feet here now. This is what they expected to see between these two. Oohs and ahs ringing around the O2.
Well, I think in previous fights, Froch has saved something for the later rounds. He's not doing it now. Great right hand from him.
Starting to get in with some heavy shots. Under fire a bit, Kessler. Not a lot coming back. Rights, left. Bad moments these for the Dane.
He looked very slow there, Kessler. Didn't see the punches coming. Didn't get away from them. Big round for Froch if this continues.
He looks in control at the moment. Froch, he has that body language. Less coming back. Oh, the right hand was a great shot from Kessler, mind you. Another little snarl of defiance from him. But it has been another Froch round, this one.
Yeah, and Froch walks through the right hand as though the punch missed. Amazing chin he has.
Another good right hand. It's dispiriting as well. He wanted to lean on, didn't he, for a moment there, and buy a second or two. Kessler, is the gas starting to run out a little for him?
I think this is the section of the fight that's going to decide who wins this. And at the moment it's looking like Carl Froch. This is where a heart has been broken in this round.
Big right hand from Froch. Kessler still tries to find something, but this might be the decisive round. But look at Kessler come on strong late in the session.
It is demoralising.
Another big right. They both landed. Absolutely spellbinding action between these two yet again.
Ian, it's demoralising when the other guy is hurting you but walks right through your best shots. That round may have broken Kessler's heart.
He did seem to wilt. There isn't a spare seat. They think Froch has this in control, but I tell you something, Kessler's dangerous every second he's left in there.
Ian, he's dangerous, but his punches are bouncing right off. He's landed his best punches in that round. Froch has taken them, marched through them, and hurt him every time he lands cleanly. Kessler has massive problems here. He would have to change, he would have to use his boxing skills to look for a poised victory, and he won't do that.
Okay, I want you to move. I want you to move from a distance. On your side, stay inside. Try to rest his mama. Load up on your throw.
I think they know they've got a mini crisis in there. The referee went over in between the rounds. Coming up to round 9, this is the period of the fight that Froch predicted he would stop Kessler in. Around this time, he said, 8, 9, 10.
Well, Kessler has tried to do the way he normally does, and it hasn't worked. Froch has come through his best punches, so he's going to have to try something else. He's going to have to be able to outbox Carl Froch, but I don't think he has what needed in the tank to do that.
Kessler tries to get his jab going. He is a man of amazing fighting heart, Mikkel Kessler. He's almost as big a name in Denmark as David Beckham is in England.
And still that jab is preventing him from setting a good couple of good punches off there. Froch just wants a little bit more snap in the jab. If he's going to throw it, put a little bit behind it.
He put a lot into that last round, Froch. Quietish start to this one. But he did look on the edge of maybe breaking Kessler's will a little in that last session. Or was it just a bad period for Kessler? Is there more still from him?
Now, I think the punches he took were bad enough, but the fact that Froch walked right through his best shots must have been demoralising. Well, this is the pace that Kessler wants. It was too hot for him in the previous round. At this kind of pace, he can get his silky skills back into the equation.
Made to miss there, Froch a little embarrassingly, but he has been very, very sharp tonight. Good right hand from Kessler there on the counter.
Kessler's got the pace dropped down, and that's what he needed. It was far too hot for him in the previous round. This is clever stuff. So Froch just wants to start controlling the action and the pace again.
Trainer Jimmy Montoya wanted a bit more movement from Kessler. He's getting hit a bit too much, too often in this fight. Not enough head movement from him. Whatever these two are earning, it's not enough. There's a fusion of spirit between fighters on nights like this almost. They've done this now a couple of times together.
We've seen a terrific show of character from Kessler in this round. Looked as though he was on his way out of there.
Yeah, that suited Kessler that last round, a little bit quieter. Maybe Froch had put a lot into the previous round. He almost took the round off, but he might still have nicked it, mind you. There's the computer printout. Froch has landed 193 to Kessler's 107 so far, they say.
Yeah, well, we won't argue with that, but that was the pace where Kessler could bring in his silky skills, had time to slip the jab that Froch was throwing and come back, you know, with combinations. Froch missing with a lot of punches in that round. It was a close round, case for both men, but Froch has to raise the tempo again. Put another big dent into Michael Kessler. He's capable of it. He's going to have to do it again.
10th round of an excited O2 Arena in East London. 10th round. Jim's scorecard will be revealed to you in a second. There it is.
Yeah, but Froch up. Kessler trimmed it back in the previous round. Thought the pace suited him, so Froch wants to just raise things, use his strength and impose himself on Kessler now, because he's the boss. He has the strength to do it, and he has plenty left in the tank.
I've got Froch a little further clear myself. He's in the black trunks. Marked up around the face. He's had eye trouble in the past. Kessler, career-threatening eye trouble. Damage to his optic nerve. He wondered if he'd ever fight again. Happily, it healed for him. But it was a huge problem. He was out for 14 months after the first fight between these two.
Another low one. Froch not complaining about it. Typical. Froch getting the punches off again, but walking onto the left foot. But again, he walks right through it. That must be breaking Kessler's heart.
Like so many other fighters before, you hit Froch and there is no effect, and that is dispiriting for anybody. Mind you, he did it in the first fight and Froch took it all, but Kessler still got the decision, didn't he, that night?
Well, I think it's always been uphill for Kessler tonight. He's always been chasing this. I have him trimming it tight in my scorecard at the moment, but he's always been the one chasing it, and he's not winning this round.
A hint to the inside of the glove about the last punch, but it was a flashy combination, sort of thing the judges like. But back comes left hand from Froch in the middle of all that, as Kessler's tried to stage the rally, and that stopped it right at source almost.
Every time Froch lands cleanly, Kessler has to go into the defensive, has to stop what he's doing. Froch's punches are the ones that are having the impact. Kessler's are not really troubling Froch in the slightest.
But they're scoring punches all the same.
But Froch just seems capable of taking it away from Kessler whenever he chooses. Nice little combination there from Kessler, but knocked onto his heels.
Mustn't get too careless about it, Froch, though. Again, the jab setting up the attack for Froch. It's been the key to this whole fight, really, so far tonight. Right from the word go. Well, let's join Ed Robinson again with Richie Woodall for further comments.
Well, 6 minutes of action potentially to go. How are you scoring it, Richie?
I've still got Carl Froch a couple rounds up, to be quite honest, Ed, but I think we're reaching a stage of this contest now where psychologically they're both being tested, and there's that great old quote from Muhammad Ali: the will must be greater than the skill, and that's what we're getting to now. The will must be greater than the skill, and I think Carl Froch is going to step. I just think that he looks like he wants it a little bit more than Kessler does. I think questions are starting to be asked in his mind, in Kessler's mind, and Froch now, I'm expecting him now to push on and win this contest over these next 2 rounds.
And of course, home advantage must help.
Oh, it's going to be massive, but these next 2 or 3 rounds are, well, it's going to win the fight, isn't it? But for me, Froch is going to do it.
Cheers, Richie.
By the way, the judges are Adelaide Bird of the United States, Carlos Sucre from Venezuela, who judged the Frank Bruno-Tim Witherspoon fight back in 1986, and also Jean-Francois Toupin of France. They will decide. getting into the home stretch of this now. And once Kessler sees the finishing take, that might just lift him a little bit, you know, Jim.
Well, Froch is known for a strong finish in his fights, but I think that the reason for that is that he saves something up. He starts slowly and conserves his energy. Well, he hasn't done that tonight. He started quickly, won the 3 rounds right off the reel, but he's still looking, his legs are looking terrifically strong, and he's still bossing the action. Look, there's an arrogance and a strut about him at the moment. This is terrific from him.
The little left hook on the inside from Kessler. Froch has done a lot of his training for this fight with the young guns up in the Sheffield gym where the successful British amateur team operate. It's Robert McCracken also associated with them too. Nice left hook, wasn't it, from Kessler there. There's some fast hands. Oh, lovely right hand there from Froch.
And every time he lands cleanly, Kessler has to stop and think about it. Can't afford to take another one.
He looks totally unmarked as well, or nearly, Froch, remarkably for a contest of this nature where Kessler's a bit marked up around the face. Two magnificent warriors of the modern era in there.
Yeah, Froch is fighting in little spots here and there, which is sensible, because this has been a pace all the way through. The action there's never been a lull. What a terrific performance from Froch.
Lovely countering right there from Kessler. That's hurt Froch. That buzzed him up. Kessler knows it, follows him with 4, 5, 6 punches. Bad moment for Froch. That one had an effect, Jim.
Yep, you saw the legs actually crossed when it landed, but he's recovered. And that's what fitness and a good chin is about, recovering.
Eye damage as well for Froch. He's cut by the left eye in that attack. Kessler is still a menace in there. Little change in the plot line again. There's Froch's answer to all of that.
Typical Froch response. He was winning the round up to that little debacle, and he's back on top again.
But he was hurt in that round, Froch, and he takes a good punch to hurt him. Kessler found one.
Yeah, it looked as though his legs actually crossed. He didn't quite know where he was for a split second, but a tough chin doesn't mean you don't get hurt, it means you recover quickly.
Let's hear the corner.
Are you listening? He's coming back with that right hand left hook. You can't miss him with the 1-2 and the right hand counter. Listen to me, listen to me. Let's have a real smart round where you're busy.
Right. I mean, that was the story of the round up to that point, with Froch bossing things again. But bang, the punch caught him high. And you can see the effect in his face straight away. We didn't quite see what happened with his legs.
The final 3 minutes of another magnificent contest between Froch and Kessler. They touch gloves. Don't worry, they'll be in contact tomorrow morning, texting each other about this. But for 3 more minutes, it's still a mighty battle between them for supremacy. As Froch got a big finish in him. Told to concentrate all the time. Listen to the crowd here. Thunderous noise reverberating around this arena. Looked like Kessler was on the brink of going about 3 rounds ago, but he hasn't.
Yep, it looked to me as though his heart had been broken, but we should have known better when you look through this guy's history. We called them warriors, and that's what they are.
Yeah, it was the 8th round, what looked like the pivotal breakthrough round. Kessler's come back pretty well from that. But my impression is of Froch winning this fight, Jim.
Yep, he's the one. He's staying in there in the exchanges. He's bossing the exchanges. Quality punches. And he's landing the big shots that have the effect. He's been able to march straight through everything that Kessler has thrown at him. Does it again.
I wonder if Froch is thinking now his boxing brain's telling him I might need the knockout here away from home, whether he'll really go for it in the last minute and throw everything but everything at Froch. Froch, I think, will kind of know that might happen.
He's locked onto the jab there, Froch.
Right hand was a good-looking shot as well. Froch took that, sucked that up like he has so much else. Just a little bit more ragged from Froch there, but he got there with that left hand, didn't he? Right cross as well, just covered up for a moment. What a tremendous fight again between these two gladiators.
What a show of heart from Mikhail Kessler there. I mean, he's near exhaustion here. These punches have a far bigger effect than they had earlier in the fight. There was another huge right hand from Froch. Terrific last round. What a finisher Froch is.
It's a grandstand action, this. Inside the last half a minute, and they're still at it, these two. It is a shootout now. Thunderous action. Froch pounding in big punches. Kessler's hurt in the closing seconds of the contest.
I thought the referee was stepping in there, Ian. He looked as though he was stepping in. Froch was, Kessler was all over the place there. Huge finish for Froch.
You could hardly hear the bell at the end of that. It was every bit as good as we thought it would be.
I think Kessler was on the verge of being stopped there. Looking at the referee's body language, I thought he was going to step in and stop the fight. Kessler was all over the place. He was taking full-blooded punches without reply, but his experience, you know, his survival mode kicked in and he managed to get through it. But a terrific performance from start to finish from Karl Froch. I have him 4 points up. I had it close up to the halfway stage, but from there on in, Karl Froch was magnificent.
Yeah, I've got Froch as a handy winner as well. There's your scorecard, Jim. The jab did it really, set it all up, but that is only just the beginning of a fascinating story. His mum's in there as well. Rob McCracken, the excellent trainer. What a night. We thought it would be. A very good night for professional boxing as well,
yeah,
it should be said.
And two real sportsmen in here as well. The way they've conducted themselves before the fight, from the moment the fight was announced.
Jim, nearly well over 1,000 punches thrown.
From Froch alone, nearly 1,000.
Yeah, nearly, yeah. Landed more. Better success rate, Kessler.
Yeah, because he wasn't throwing as many punches as Froch. He was trying to be more accurate, if you like. But what a terrific battle, and I think that I've got Froch winning handily, and I think the stats fully support that.
Froch landed over 100 more head punches. I think it was another case here of fantastic Mr. Froch. But we await the decision. You never can tell.
Well, Karl Froch has taken a totally different attitude into fights these days since the Boutte fight. He starts at the first bell, he gets the early rounds in the bank, and that's what he did tonight. Rounds 1, 2 and 3, he was terrific. Kessler could not cope with the jab. We were thinking then that it was going to be one-way traffic, that maybe Kessler didn't have half of what he used to have. But then rounds 4, 5 and 6, Kessler come back into things. He found the answers. Good upper body movement. He was slipping the jabs. He was putting punches together and got himself right back into the fight again. Suddenly it was Froch was the one who the questions were being asked of. Round 7 was the start when he just had to dig in, bite down on the gum shield and just do a little bit more than what Kessler was doing. And the big difference for me in the second half of the fight, Froch landed full-blooded shots, no effect. Sorry, Kessler landed with no effect. Froch, every time he landed clean, he forced Kessler onto the defensive. But this time, Kessler needed the knockout, and I think he knew it. Throwing everything at Froch, but Froch stood firm, took his bumps, and come back with better. That was the little shot from Kessler when you thought maybe he had Froch in trouble. But Froch is in great shape, so he recovers straight away. And then this is where, look at the referee here. I thought the referee was actually stepping in. There was no reason to break them up. I think the referee was on the verge of stopping Mikkel Kessler there. What a result that would have been, but I don't think he needs it. What a result anyway.
Here is the decision now from Michael Buffer. Remember, Froch has never lost in Britain.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. A round of applause for champion versus champion. This was boxing, and this is the score. Adelaide Bird, 118 to 110. Carlos Sucre, 116 to 112. Jean-Francois Toupin, 115 to 113. All three judges scored to the winner by unanimous decision. The fighting pride of the United Kingdom, and now the unified super middleweight champion of the world, the Cobra.
Amazing scenes here. The judges had it by 8 points on one card, 4 on the second, only 2 on the French judges card. But it is a stellar ticker-tape night for Carl Froch. One of his greatest victories, and revenge is served not cold but piping hot over Mikkel Kessler. What a night, Jim.
Well, Froch wanted the fight right from the start. He felt he was the better fighter than Mikkel Kessler. That always rankled with him that he lost his undefeated record and his world title to Kessler. He always wanted to set the record straight. So I wonder, what will his next plan be? Will it be Andre Ward again? The way he's boxing these days, the way he's performing, what he's putting in to his boxing, you have to give him a far better chance next time than he had last time against Ward.
He looks better than ever, doesn't he, at the age of 35? He's improving.
I think since the Butte performance where his career was on the line, he fought that night as though it was on the line, and he's fought that way every time since. If you remember the last 2 rounds against Andre Ward, if he had produced that kind of form in maybe the 7th, 8th round, maybe it would have been a different result. Remember, the points were close. So he's a man who looks for a challenge. There are not too many challenges at this weight division apart from Andre Ward. And he is huge in America, remember, Carl Froch.
There's some talk, isn't there, of Bernard Hopkins, the ageless Bernard Hopkins wanting a fight with Froch. That would sell, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would sell. I don't want that. I don't want that. I think Bernard Hopkins...
We might not decide, Jim.
No, of course. But I think Bernard is more to be appreciated than enjoyed these days. He's never really in good fights. Carl Froch wants to excite. I would rather see a return with Andre Ward.
You have no trouble at all selling that. Would Ward come to Britain? He's here tonight, I think, with HBO somewhere. Kessler went out on his shield, no doubt about that. Froch lost it 3 years ago, but he was an emphatic winner, really, there tonight in another thriller. It's the first time he's had that WBA belt, by the way. He's had the WBC and the IBF. Now he's close to the set, isn't he? Oh, it's a great night. Carl Froch has won, and it was just pulsating.
Brilliant, breathtaking, at 18,000 fans here, the O2. Stood as one when Michael Buffer announced the decision. Fantastic, fantastic night. Johnny Nelson, amazing just being a part of that.
We nearly wrecked this set, jumping up and down. It was that exciting, everything you expected. I'd say better than the first one because there was a lot more rounds where there was action toe-to-toe. Both fighters showed so much heart and battle. maximum respect to both fighters.
Fitting that both of them sit down to do the interview. Let's hear from them both now, talking to Ed.
Well, huge respect and credit to both of you, but Carl, you get revenge. How does it feel?
It feels really, really good. The only thing that feels bad is the fact that I've had to beat such a nice gentleman in Mikkel Kessler, and a real good sportsman. Hands together for Mikkel, please. A real warrior, a real nice man, you know, but was in there to do business. He was trying to hurt me, and on a couple of occasions he did hurt me. I think everybody saw that. But I hurt him a lot more and caught him with a lot cleaner shots. I deserved to win. I thought the fight was unanimously my fight. I was close to getting the stoppage towards the end, and when I went in for the finish, what did he do? He fought back and caught me with big, hard, hurtful shots. So it shows what kind of man he is. He's not going to lie down for anybody, and big respect to him. But I'm really, really happy, and I'd just like to say, Rachel at home, I love you, darling. I'll be back soon.
Mikkel, how tough was it in there?
It was very tough with a good crowd he has here at home. In O2, it's not nice to come into such arena when just know when it's not your own people. But it's nice to see so many boxing fans here. But still, I knew there were a lot of Danish people at home, and I want to thank them very much for supporting me. I gave it all. I was tight in the end, and I hurt Carl in the 11th round very hard, but I couldn't follow. I hadn't the energy to it. So it was a very tough fight, and very tough coming over here. But it's nice to fight a warrior who wants to fight.
Carl, why was it so different to the first fight in so many ways?
I think Mikkel Kessler made the mistake about 4 weeks ago, no, it was about 8 weeks ago, of telling me that my arms are too long, and he hates my jab. He made a mistake telling me that, because I've been working on the long jab, I've been working on sticking it in his face, and I kept him at range with the jab all night long. I didn't often throw the right hand, and then when I did throw the right hand, it snuck in there and it hurt him, but obviously I got counter-punched back. But I think the difference was my work rate. I was light on my feet, and obviously first time I boxed him, I wasn't 100% right with flying in there, but no excuses, we've made it right. It's one apiece. Who knows, do you fancy a third one?
Yes! Oh, shit. Where's it going to be?
Best of three, it's 1-1, best of three.
Where's it going to be, on an island?
We'll have to have a word with Eddie Hearn, but I mean, everybody enjoyed that. We're really pleased, pair of us. I'm sure Mikkel will speak for him as well, to put on a real good show. For everybody who's paid money for the tickets, thank you very, very much. And everybody at home on Sky Sports box office, thank you.
What did you make of the reception you got here, Carl?
Oh, the reception was phenomenal. I think everybody that would have been at the Nottingham Arena has came down today, plus everybody else in the country who's supporting me is here. So, you know, it's 2 times Nottingham Arena. The atmosphere was unbelievable. The best atmosphere I've ever boxed in front of. So thank you for that. But it's the pinnacle of my life. It really is. Unbelievable.
2 losses on your record. You've managed to clear up one of them. Andre Ward's here. Is that a target for you?
Well, I said before this fight, the winner of this fight should really be concentrating on moving on and avenging their other loss. And my only other loss is against pound for pound number 2 in the world, Andre Ward. What a fantastic fighter he is. It's very, very tricky and awkward. He's not a fighting man like Mikkel. I watched him fight Mikkel yesterday. I watched the video back on that, and I see what Andre Ward was doing with the jab and with his busy hands to beat Mikkel. So I took a lot from that fight. But Andre Ward's there to be beat, trust me, but not over in America. I think over here. I boxed him in the USA. Let's get him over to England, and we've got a different result, I can assure you.
Eddie Hearn, is that a fight you could deliver for the UK?
Yeah, possibly. You know, after the camp he's been through and the 12 brutal rounds in there, it's time for a little rest for Carl Froch, but we'll look at the future. But, you know, this is why boxing is one of the purest sports in the world. 2 absolute gentlemen, 2 warriors, a credit to their sport, Mikkel Kessler and Carl Froch. Unbelievable.
Well done, all of you.
Okay.
Have to echo those sentiments. 2 gentlemen. What a performance, what a fight. Reaction from Johnny Nelson, from Glenn McCrory and from David Hay on the way as Carl Froch conquers Kessler at the 2nd time of asking.